G'day. Today we're just doing a little tutorial on how to utilize the group or custom payments feature inside of the finance shop. Sometimes it's useful to know you might be just trying to calculate an effective rate for comparison purposes, or maybe produce an amortization schedule to see what the current payout would be, which is actually the example we're going to use. Got some information from a client who wants to calculate a rough payout. They've given us repayment details and dates and balloon payment, and they want to know roughly, if they paid it out today, what they're looking at. So what you can actually do is go in and create a new application just for the purposes of calculating this. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So go up to File, New Application. Just wait for that screen to load up. It's not overly important that you know the financier, but it helps for setting this up. So I'm not really in the right client right now, but it doesn't matter. I just want to calculate some numbers, and then I can easily delete this application later. Now, I know this deal started on the 21st of January 2010, so I'm going to put that in there. Then I'm going to go over to Financier, and I know this deal was written with BOQ, so we're going to find BOQ, Melbourne, that'll do, and it was a chattel mortgage, so SSA. Now, goods details we know is 750,000 plus GST, so I'm going to put that in here now. 750,000. Just push that across into our goods and click on Finish. So this is just the bare bones of an application, which is all we need to calculate what we're trying to do here. Now, we want to now put in the information we have on repayments. We know the repayments are 10,773.55, and it's an 80-month term, so it's an odd term, so we're just going to change the term to 80 months. And we also know that there's a $165,000 balloon, so we're going to put that up the top. And we've been told by the client that they believe that it's 6.6%. Pretty skeptical about that, and their repayments is actually going to tell us. So we're actually going to go into group payments, and I'll show you how to enter all this. So we'll click on Solve. Wants a wholesale rate, so let's just kill that from effective and put it into wholesale. I should have known that. Okay, Solve. Now we're going to clear all this. We're not interested in all those zeros. We're going to put the first. Now the custom repayment, or the extra repayment, the GST payment, is the fourth one. So the first three payments are normal repayments. So we're putting in 10,773.55. Shove them over there. Now here's the one-off repayment number 4, which is going to be 85,773.55. Shove that over there. Now the balance of repayments are all the same. They're supposed to be 10,773.55, like the first three. Let's just calculate this. Now, in solving for custom repayments like this, or group repayments, whatever the last group is, you must calculate, and it'll calculate based on the interest rate put in. And this is the only way to solve for this kind of thing. And when it comes up wrong, you basically know that the interest rate is wrong. So you click OK and you say, oh, that's way too low. So we clearly have to change the interest rate. Now I know from mucking around with this that it's pretty close to 8.62%. So I'm going to put that in. Actually, it's pretty close to 8.61%. Now normally you'd muck around, go higher and lower until you got pretty close, but I'm going to save us some time by putting that in there. So we're going to go to Solve. Now we have to go back to our 76 payments here, and we have to kill them. So just hit that arrow there and shove them out the way, and click Calculate again. There we go. Now we're closer. We're a little bit low, about $5 a repayment low, but we're pretty close. So 8.61. Let's try 8.62. Let's just edge that up a little bit and see how we go. Solve again. Kill our 3 payments. So you just got to highlight it and shove it over there, and now it's gone. Click on calculate. Wow, look at that. We're actually only 15 cents low now. Again, because of my little mucking around, I actually know what this is. But you would, just by trial and error, you would eventually get to the right number. It's 8.6208, assuming it does the same thing as it did before. So let's get our group 3 out of the way, remove that, click on calculate. Oh no, I must have been wrong. That's 21 cents out. So now we're a bit too high. So let's try this again. 8.6206 maybe. Solve. Clear our repayment. Oops, not got to highlight 3. Clear that. Click calculate. No, we're still too high. Maybe 4. Solve. No, still too high. Maybe it's 6201. Calculate. No, that's too low. Let's try 3. Now, there has been some on occasions where I've literally been a cent out and haven't been able to round it perfectly, which is, for the purposes of what we're trying to do, is in this instance is absolutely fine, because it's just a bit of a ballpark for this particular project on. See, now we're 2 cents out. Now, I reckon if I go, I've got this to work perfectly before, but I reckon if I go to 4, it's going to be too high. Yeah, it's bizarre. I got it perfect before, so clearly it's a bit temperamental. But for the purposes of what we're trying to do, that's actually fine. Because what I really wanted to do in this instance is calculate what the effective rate was. The client believed he was paying 6.6 and he's actually paying 8.6. And what we can also do from this now, when we click OK, is if we go down to repayment, we now have an amortization schedule. Now, it's coming up as September 2014 because that's when I took this video, but I'd actually want it to come up on the correct date. So we're going to settle this deal. Let's just make it an external deal because it wasn't done directly through us. We can delete this later anyway. Settlement actual, 21st of the 1st, 2010. Okay. Alright, so that is now in there. Now if we go to repayment, our amortization schedule is correct. It starts off here. And because we're in September 2014, we can go down to September 2014, just highlight that there, and we can get a balance, an actuarial payout, Rule 78 payout, which I don't think gets used anymore, just to give us a bit of a feel for what we might be looking at to assist this client to refinance. So that's basically how you do group repayments.